So just imagine this. You bought a brand new car, wrapped in plastic, straight from the dealership. It was a glorious day. You worked hard to qualify to lease the thing maybe, or you paid cash for it. Whatever it is, you reached a point in your life to where you wanted to reward yourself and buy something that you thought was going to be a lot of fun and cool to drive around. You buy the thing, and then you end up with that car, and it turns into a living nightmare. The thing breaks continuously. Or, for example, your car is perfect, but everyone else's is not, and it's having issues. So now you have to live in a perpetual state of fear that you may be next. Your car may be the next one. So you join a forum, and in the forum online, you collaborate with other owners of this car. And yes, folks, I am talking about the Dodge Daytona Charger EV that has been just wrought with issues. And it's far beyond just first year flaws of a new car coming to market. It's far beyond that. And if you spend any time in any of the forums or the groups, you learn this, that people are being afflicted with this nightmare. And what's frustrating is that I come in. Now imagine you bought this car, all this happens, and I come in and I say, hey, look, I don't think what's happening to you is right. And I happen to have a platform with just under 100,000 subscribers, and I might be able to put a little pressure on the manufacturer or the dealerships who do not want to be roasted online for selling a piece of junk, and at the very least maybe get your problem resolved, or collectively with some compatriots of mine, Butter and TK, and others out there that are covering this subject and topic, that maybe we can keep the fire to the rear end of this giant automaker who does not want to be talked about anymore, and they've made it very clear behind the scenes they do not want to be talked about. They do not like us. They have went out of their way to banish us to the non-included fun club of getting to go see the new cars when they launch, and brought into special meetings and email groups and everything. We get thrown out of that because we are holding their feet to the fire. While others who are being rewarded with, I don't know, you'll see probably in the next few weeks, with cool monikers and names and inclusivity with events and other things, and frankly, overt endorsements that those people have no complaints. They're strangely happy with the car. They're good. They don't do any bad videos. They're rolling. They need something from that manufacturer. So if something were to go wrong, they're likely never to mention it. Now, I'm not saying that's happening, but you could put two and two together and figure that, well, it's logical. So imagine being this owner and in this group, and whether his car, your car, screwed up, or you just happen to own one of these things and now you have to worry about yours screwing up. Imagine now you get mad at the guy and, I don't know, make a post in the group as though myself, Butter, and TK are doing a bad thing in trying to help you. That's how stupid our world has become. That's how ridiculous people's brains function. And I don't want to say it's people who bought this Daytona, but if we just look at it, starts with a decision to buy something that everybody knew and knows, and in our videos we screamed from mountaintops was going to be a problem, and you still did it. There has to be some questioning of the amount of brain cells and the smoothness of your brain, and whether or not other decisions in your life maybe weren't the greatest ones, because this one certainly doesn't appear to have been. But in the end, here you are, mad and frustrated, and frankly bashing those who are trying to help you. Well, that's what's happening. And I'm going to share this with you. Sorry for that little diatribe, but it blows my freaking mind that things are that skewed up and weird in the world today. But let me go and show you what's going on in the group. And I'm going to tie this to some it's a horrible situation that's happening to somebody. So this guy, and I imagine also being so cowardly that you can't even identify who you are. So in the Daytona EV group, this post came up 17 hours ago from anonymous member. This person posted anonymously without sharing their name or profile photo, hiding in the dark, hiding in the bushes. Well, here I am showing my face, talking here on these videos about this car openly and simply sharing other people's stories. I'm not made anything up. I've not said anything that's not true. I'm just simply sharing other people's stories. So this anonymous member posts this image: OC Motivator is watching you. Well, that's ominous. Woo, that's ominous. And another one comes down, Keyboard Warrior, another anonymous member, Keyboard Warrior chasing clickbait, wishing he had one of these cars. Why put out good content when you could whine about everyone else's stuff? Whine? How is it whining? I'm simply sharing the stories to help other people from getting screwed and frankly help you get your car fixed faster and get Stellantis to step up. Now, maybe Stellantis doesn't care, but and my videos don't help, but I would say that they don't hurt. So this guy says, anonymous member, he mentioned he may actually lease one. So this guy says that. This guy says more clickbait words from him. First of all, I've never done a video where I'm like, I'm buying one. I've said I would love to buy one because it would be content rich, just like Auto Auctions Rebuilds did. He's got just hundreds of thousands of views on that damn thing. So why wouldn't I? I mean, at the very least, it would be a personal experience of living through hell, maybe helping other people. But in California, the incentives just don't apply. So it's not happened. Plus, I'm just not comfortable with my daughter grabbing the keys to that thing and ending up on the road. So, and then broken down somewhere. But doesn't change the fact that I've got no beef with EVs. They can make them all they want. So this guy's saying clickbait. Well, how's it clickbait if I'm not using that statement to get views? I'm just saying I've considered it. So my response to him was anonymous member 943, anonymous member. Clickbait, I simply shared true stories I read about these cars in an effort to put and keep pressure on Stellantis to do right by their customers and fix their cars, speed up updates, and increase part supply, which people are finding right now that they're months away in some places, some cases with no parts available, as well as caution people and families who are considering buying one of these highly problematic cars. I want nothing more than these to get fixed and for my fellow Mopar fans to stop getting screwed. I got this message today and intend to go to work to try to help him get resolution. So Butter shared this with TK and I, and this guy would like some PR, some press behind this, and some exposure of this nightmare. So I'm going to share with you this in a second. But here's what I got from Butter today. Here's a story to share with someone with a Charger Daytona RT that has been broken since April. Stellantis won't buy it back or get him out of his lease. Can't even get him a damn rental car. Told him we could make a video. Told me we can make a video on this. Then I write, so yes, I'm watching and trying to help. And yes, I would like to lease one, but I could not entrust my family in one of these cars safely yet. Stop trying to drive paranoia. I'm all on your side. What other motivation could I have? I make peanuts on YouTube, and I do, folks. Compared to my regular life, it's not like my life's changed because of this. So this guy writes, Mopar, Jesus watching him, and my comment was in one of his videos. Right on, Brett. Yes, it was, most likely. I don't know if it was good or bad, but good for you. So that's the case here. So what I want to share with you all is these people are mad, and yes, I thought I would talk about this because it's just downright comedic. Please let me know what you think about these people being mad that we're having these conversations. It's just hilarious online. It's ridiculous. And let's jump down to the timeline and what this guy's going through and try to get a little light shed on this guy's situation and maybe get Stellantis or Dodge to get this guy's car fixed, for goodness sake, and get this problem solved and stop, or just simply stop putting other people through this. So I'll go through this, and I don't think it'll get boring. I think it'll be interesting if you're thinking of buying one or getting one. And I want you all to imagine yourselves going through this. Timeline of events. April 3rd, had first electrical service malfunction. Left car plugged in a level 2 charger at work. Car would not start and still thought it was plugged in. After walking away and reinitiating charging, the errors went away and made a service appointment to have my car looked at. April 4th, dealership brought car to McGuire CDJR. And I'm not mad at McGuire. They're probably just as frustrated as well because they didn't build the car and they don't create the updates. So don't yell at them. McGuire CDJR of Syracuse claimed in their inspection There was no issues or fault codes with my vehicle. Was returned later that day. April 5th, dealership on the way to Costco got the service electrical system message and immediately brought it back to the dealership. When hooked up to OBD port, at least 10 errors popped up relating to the high voltage battery and motor controllers. April 9th, McGuire CDJR reaches out to Star for guidance on how to proceed. April 11th, dealership Star FCA couldn't replicate the issue. Instructed McGuire to return the vehicle with the expectation that the error will likely happen again and to return it at that time. I refused to be returned the vehicle considering there has been no hardware or software fix applied to the car. April 17th, FCA Care spoke with Great. I imagine that's it. If the guy's name is Great, but maybe that's the guy's name, whatever the guy's name was. Asked for a buyback and for a rental. They agreed to reimburse me for a rental. Rental reimbursements must be given authorization every 10 days. April 23rd, dealership Star FCA had instructed the dealership to apply multiple firmware updates to BPCM, EVCU, EPS, and MCPA. April 24th, FCA Care was given a third case. Now, I want you to think, you're going through this, people. Was given a third case manager by the name of Baba, claims that he does not have the authority to do a buyback, and advises me to speak with my dealership from where I purchased the car. Passes the buck. April 25th, Star FCA had instructed McGuire CDGR to apply more updates. They claimed that they didn't have the ability to complete the updates with the given tools. They then opted to send a replacement axle disconnect control unit. April 30, spoke again with Baba. Buyback was once again denied, but said they could assist in a dealership trade-in. I would set up a trade-in with another dealership, and FCA would reimburse me for the negative equity on the trade-in. May 3rd, part is finally received by McGuire CDJR, but Star FCA had instructed the dealership not to install the part that we had been waiting for since the 3rd. May 5th, dealership car was believed to have been fixed. Miscommunication by the dealer that the car was not fixed, and upon turning on the car, the red wrench is still present. Immediately returned the car to them without actually taking back. At that point, I would have ripped half of my hair out of my head. So what would you be doing if this was you? May 6th, reimbursement for rental back in April had finally arrived. May 12th, dealership wouldn't work on it again since it was technically released to me and didn't resume work until the 12th, stating they had other issues they had to attend to first. Later that day, they were able to get the front motors to calibrate, so they claim, and all error codes were gone. Dealership had to put on 200 miles in testing the car for issues. Star FCA deemed the vehicle to be fixed. Later that day, the red wrench had returned on my way home to the dealership. Like, holy crap, I think from the dealership you meant to say. That's crazy. May 13th, brought the car back to the dealership, confirmed the error code was present, C10F10FA-00, relating to the front hub disconnect, the same part that was supposed to have been replaced, but then opted not to at the last minute for some unknown reason. I'm going to imagine this was because they knew it was related to an update they didn't have ready yet. Just my guess. May 14th, FCA Care informed me that they can no longer do the trade-in because they probably came up with the update thinking, oh, we're going to fix this thing. May 18th, vehicle was dropped off again to McGuire CDJR. Folks, we're like, what are we, a month and a half? Almost 2 months into this? This is craziness. And you paid money for this. So May 19th was given authorization for a second rental for a 10-day period. May 29th, dealership claims Star said that the hardware is fine. The software update should fix the issue and for future update. June 6th, received second reimbursement for rental. So at least they're paying for the rentals. June 9th, closes my case, cuts off communication due to being informed of my lemon case. So now they won't even talk to him. Just let the lemon go through. By the way, I run a pretty big business. When somebody gets a lawyer involved, I mean, we still talk to them. We still try to work to solve the problem. That's what you do as a business. But you know what people do? And this is just a pet peeve. They go, oh, now they talked to the lawyer. I'm never going to talk to you again. And that leads to a giant lawsuit. Like, this is just somebody just making things worse. Like, still talk to the guy, still still work with them and try to get them to drop the case. But nope, they won't. You just have to go do that now, which is a nightmare. June 24th, recall about driving noise is supposed to have been applied to my vehicle. Have received word that a fix for my car is supposed to be coming sometime in August. They had also informed me that my vehicle should be safe to operate. Should be safe to operate. Once again, refused to return the vehicle with problems still persisting. July 2nd, TSB for RT trims were released, specifically stating that it should address the error C10FA-00. I did a video on this already. July 8th, TSB is finally applied after multiple failed attempts. The issue reappeared with dealership testing. Dealership and Star claim that this update wouldn't address the issue with my vehicle. It would only help those that were having the issue intermittently. They are claiming the future software update in August should fix the problem. I somehow doubt after 3 rounds of software updates that this will finally fix the problem. So here's the deal. Do you want me talking about it, or do you want me just to not talk about it, folks? I'm talking about it, and this is unacceptable. My heart goes out to this guy or gal who bought this car and has now spent well over, 2.5 months, or going on 2.5 months, with now the promise that in another month, in August, that they're going to solve the problem. Now, I have a rule in life: if you promise me something once, you should deliver. If I give you a second chance, well, you should deliver. Third time around, I don't believe anything you say, and that's just a rule. I don't believe you at this point. You got to make it happen yourself. I'm not listening to you, not taking your word for it. I'm sticking with if I'm him, I'm sticking with my lemon case. But in this case, this guy is now 2.5 months in, being told wait another month. Here I am with Butter and TK screaming about these cars, saying this ain't right. This ain't right. And I'm sharing other people's stories, not for clickbait. It's just true. And in the end, I know they're scrambling to solve the problems. I know they're scrambling to get updates out. But somebody who asks you for a buyback and they're going through this much, the right thing to do is say, we apologize you went through this, Mr. Buyer. Let us go ahead and process that thing. Go back to the dealership. There'll be some paperwork for you to fill out. We're going to unravel this thing, cut you back a check for your down payment, pay off your loan. And by the way, hope you try us again when we come out with something else or when we get all these problems solved. But no, they're not. It's more of, no, you're going to stay in hell. You're going to stay there as long as we want you to stay in there, because we're going to fix this thing and you're going to keep that car, rather than just solving the problem for the client. And they don't have a solution, what it appears. So I'm going to keep talking about it. Butter's going to keep talking about it. And what's amazing is that the EV owners, the people who bought these things, are going to complain that we're talking about it. Am I crazy to think that that's insane? When our objective, mine for years, Butter's for years, TK's, was to help the customers, to stand up for you against the big scary dealerships and the big scary manufacturer. What do you want us to do? Do what the other guys do that have getting showered with goodies and say nothing but good things about it and sucker more people into buying these things? I don't know, folks. Sometimes I just want to pull my freaking hair out of my head. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.